What's up, guy? What's up, guy? Back with me is here at Smallville, Season 6, Episode 12, Labyrinth. Okay, so this episode starts off with Clark in his barn with Shelby until he gets blasted and wakes up in an alternate reality where he's a mental patient and yeah, this alternate reality is not like alternate reality you've ever seen, because this alternate reality, people think that Clark is a crazy person who this alternate reality made Clark makes. The doctor says, "Hey Clark, everything you thought you knew was a fantasy. The truth is that you were just a guy who was a normal guy, and you didn't have any of these Kryptonian powers you say you had, and say you had, and your parents were killed in the mirror shot." And Clark's like, "Oh no, this must be a trick from Lex Luthor." And he's like, "Clark." So yeah, so he goes home and he sees and, and he sees Lana, and she's like, ever since you left and Nell bought your house, and yeah, in this alternate reality, calling it the alternate reality, well, because it is. Lana and Nell bought the house, and now they live with Clark, and Clark's like, and And Clark, he's thinking this is his lawn, so he's like, What about Lex Luthor?" And she's like, I have no relationship with Lex Luthor." And he's like, "What about Whitney?" And he's like, "I have no relationship with Lex Luthor." And he's like, "We've been together since we were 8, and you were 10, and you kissed me, and yeah, that's alternate reality, Lana." Yeah, so he's like, this man, Clark just thinks this is all a trick from Lex, but yeah, so like So, so yeah. So Clark, he he goes to his mom and he's like, "Hey," he's he's like, "Hey, what are you doing here? This must be a trick from Lex and Lionel." And he's like, "Clark, this alternate reality." Martha says, "Clark, I'm married to Lionel," and he's like, "What?" And she and he's like, "This is Lionel drugging you?" And she's like, "No, this is my allergy medication. What's going on with you, Clark?" And it's like, "You," and she says, "You," walking around, and Martha's like, "You need some help. You really need some help." So they attempt to take Clark back to the mental institution, but he breaks out. He runs into Chloe, and she's like, "Clark, I know about your powers, and I know, and you may not have your powers now, but but the losers are about to be wearing jumpsuits, so orange jumpsuits, because this version of Chloe is trying to get the losers arrested. Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, so 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 Lana attempts to take Chloe back, and yeah, so Chloe, so Lana, he goes to so Chloe, Clark, he goes to Lex, and yeah, and he's like Lex, he's like is like, "That day you saved me on the porch, you thought you had power, but because of you, and I Lex now has two broken legs, has no leg in it, because in this version, Clark saved his leg went over like the river's like railing, and Lex hurt both his legs. So he's like, "I wanted to send you to jail, but my dad wanted me to send, but my dad said you'd be you'd be better, but my dad said you'd be better in the hospital. Like, you should be in jail." Because this version of Clark possibly ruined Lex's life. And Clark, he still thinks this is a trick. He still thinks this is Lex is doing. But Lana's like, but he goes to Chloe and he's like, Lana's like, "Clark, if you just if you just go to the hospital, you can be with me." And then yeah, so yeah. So, and there's also this like Jean character. who says he's from Mars, but everyone thinks he's crazy. And yeah, so Clark does it. And so John, he's like, hey, like the doctor is actually a phantom from the Phantom Zone. So Clark attempts to do it, but he realizes who he really is, beats the guard. He realizes this is his own mind, and takes the doctor, releases the Phantom out of him, and Jean is there at Clark's mind, putting the Phantom back into its, and yeah. So Clark, that's like all Clark's mind. So that's weird. That's weird that Clark dreams where Clark's in Clark's mind is of where he's normal and everyone thinks he's a nutso, and Lana and Whitney never got to get, and Clark and Lana have always been together. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Anyway, but as Chloe goes, Jean just pieces out of there, flies away, and yeah, yeah. So yeah, there isn't clear if Lois or Jimmy exists in this in Clark's mind in this alternate universe because they never appear, so it's unknown if they exist. So yeah, this episode is messed up. It's good, but it's also messed up. Actually, yeah. Also in Clark's mind, there's an Oliver, and there's a nurse named Mariah, and Oliver's a security guard, but he's never seen. And yeah, this episode is really good, but it's also messed up how they try to make Clark believe that he's only human and everything that he's seen in his life is just a fantasy he dreamt up as a child and as a teen. Wow, what an episode! Even alternate Chloe died, which I was like, goes in Clark's mind, because if that was real Chloe, I would have been mad. Cause I love Chloe. I think she should get. I think Chloe should have gotten her own like TV series. I know she got the Vengeance Chronicles, but she should got her own show. So yeah, I know now she wouldn't have gotten it, but back then she shouldn't have gotten it. CW, after Smallville, they should have made a show about Chloe. Chloe deserved it. Yeah. Who else agrees with me? Tell me in the comments that Chloe deserves her own show. And yeah, that doctor guy, yeah. So that Phantom was making Clark. So in this like alternate world in Clark's mind, Lana and Clark were always together because of the whole because of there was no Whitney. There was no Whitney. Like since Whitney and Clark were never Whitney and Lana were never together, she wouldn't have had the relationship with Lex she does now in the alternate reality. Lana was married to Lionel. Lex got his two legs broken, but he wants his legs cut off or broken because Clark. He wants to send Clark to jail, but Lionel's like, "Hey, we better send him to a hospital." And what else? And yeah, and John Jones was in there. I think he's actually from Mars because I know John Jones from Supergirl. Yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you next Smallville.